The Octagon has returned to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We are in the home of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Air Canada Centre, and we begin at 155. A prospect who trains in the Renzo Gracie system of fighting, John Cholish, will be fighting more than a fellow newcomer as he battles Mitch Clark tonight. For a fighter, it doesn't get any better than making your UFC debut in your own backyard. And that's the case for Saskatoon native Mitch Clark, who will take the walk into the Octagon against fellow prospect and newcomer John Cholish in his home country of Canada. And given his career showings thus far, Clark will be right at home when the bell rings, as he has won all 9 of his fights since turning pro in 2007. A standout member of the respected Renzo Gracie fight team, Cholish may have lost his first professional bout in 2007, but since then, he has gone on an unstoppable tear, winning his next 7 fights without a loss. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight fight. The two newcomers about to battle. The American is 26 and 27. There you see a slight reach advantage for John Cholish. Here is Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee, here tonight in Toronto. The beautiful Ariani. Shondella and Brittany is back. Here for UFC 140.
Let's get it.
And here we go. White trunks for John Cholish. White and red trunks for Mitch Clark.
Establish the jab in the fake, John Cholish. Using your footwork, leading.
Very interesting in these matchups of newcomers to see who starts out more aggressively.
And Cholish shot, but it was stuffed by Mitch Clark.
Very similar skill sets, a very even matchup.
Now he's got
for
a
the single.
Nope, stuffed again. Guillotine attempt, standing guillotine on a nice knee. Very nicely done by Mitch Clark.
Looking to establish the jab is Clark.
Go through your footwork pattern.
Same with Cholish.
Using distance, using footwork. Distance, footwork.
Oh,
Good
nice.
uppercut.
Yep, and he had the back of the head too,
Yep.
Joe. A little extra force on that.
Yeah, so far Clark. Oh, very
Nice
nicely
kick.
done.
Nice finger level, John Cholish.
And I like how he stepped into it as well. Looking for the inside leg kick.
10 step away from that fence.
When Clark threw that inside leg kick a moment ago, Cholish really bent over. He almost got rocked with a hook.
Faking. Keep those hands moving, John Cholish.
See how he changes his levels there?
More on the jab, more on the jab.
Mitch seems a bit more comfortable standing up, Mike. Cholish several times has tried to take this fight to the ground. I think that is where he'd be more comfortable.
Right behind the jab in the face, John Cholish. Good.
Nice overhand right there.
Faking,
Just over 90 seconds into this fight, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. They collide. And right back up.
And Mitch has got his back. Got him down. Can he hold on to him? Hand control by Cholish, and he can't establish it. Mitch Clark. Mitch let go of his hands, and it connected him again. Cholish didn't spin out of there in time. Rolling for a knee bar.
Wow.
Very nicely done.
How
and he
good
turned
was
into
that?
side control. Oh, wow. He made a mistake there. It went right into his guard.
That was a spectacular transition
Yeah, it
and a
looked
good
like-
recovery.
Well, it looked like he was going to wind up in the half guard,
Yeah.
and unfortunately went into full guard. But Cholish, though, is on top, and I'm sure he'll be much more comfortable in this position.
4 of his wins by submission, 2 by knockout.
They stepped over, but Clark adjusted. Mitch is again trying for a guillotine. Obviously, he's very comfortable with that choke. He's reaching up, sitting up. Cholish is defending well, though. Mitch up back to his feet, but Cholish dragged him right back down to the ground again. Cholish, obviously being a wrestler, is much more comfortable in this position.
Cholish with an elbow. Able to posture up just a bit and throw that elbow on Mitch Clark. But it took a very interesting and creative transition to even get to guard.
Mitch
but
is-
top position is, as you said, what he wants.
Yeah, Mitch was rolling there for an armbar, and Cholish respected that and got out of that position. But he may let Mitch up. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I thought he would stay with him there.
Both men are purple belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Joe, under Renzo Gracie for Cholish.
Mitch is starting to slow down, Mike.
Big time.
Yeah, and that could be the adrenaline of this big experience. You know, as we talked about, the pressure of having all of his fans and family members here, and Cholish just uncorked one on him.
He's the Canadian. That and the fact that Cholish just spent a little over a minute on top of him.
Yeah.
And smothering him and trying to get some ground and pound together. 1 minute on the clock here in the first round. Changing stances just for a moment is Cholish. Cholish appears to be much looser and more comfortable now. Clark's punches are short and heavy. Good jab. 30 seconds. Again, he connects with the jab.
Yeah, Clark's punches are coming much, much slower than they were just a few minutes ago.
Well, certainly Cholish has found his rhythm here in the latter part of this first round.
Well, Cholish unquestionably seems to be the better conditioned fighter, at least at this stage of the fight. He's maintaining the same pace that he had in the very beginning of the round.
Round one in the books.
Contact came out. You all right with that? I did.
And there's a stepping in jab by Cholish, and there's another straight jab. And here's this beautiful knee bar attempt. Look how he jumps under, dropped down under, and went for a knee bar attempt, but then turned. And see, this is where he made a mistake. He stepped into guard. He was already in half guard, and he could have stepped the other way and sat back with his back to Mitch Clark's face, and he would have been able to possibly get out of that position and maybe get into a dominant spot.
Later in the round, he's coming on too hard. Change levels, look for the chin. Joe?
He's getting lazy with his jab. Come over the head, okay? And also leg kick.
You hear how calm John Danaher is in the corner of John Cholish.
Yes.
And that's a big, big advantage. You know, sometimes fighters need to hear just calm, reasonable direction, and that is what Danaher does best.
That's what Greg Jackson does.
Absolutely. And John Hackelman is also excellent at that.
Second round. Nice right hand by Cholish.
He's much more comfortable on his feet. You can really tell that he feels the momentum of this fight is moving in his direction.
And it is. Cholish threw a lot more strikes in the first round than Mitch Clark. Clark trying to change the momentum a little bit. Looking to find his range with the jab. Nice kick, caught the leg though. You just kind of see the breathing pattern right now, Joe. Mitch Clark looks like there's a bit of an adrenaline dump he's dealing with.
Unquestionably. I mean, he's gutting through it here, but his mouth is wide open and his punches are much slower. I mean, he looked spectacular in the first couple of minutes.
Yep.
Good right hand by Cholish.
Inside leg kick, the answer from Clark.
Clark's almost stuffed it for a second. Let's see if Cholish has the body lock on him, though.
Cholish, winner of 7 straight, 7-1 overall. Mitch Clark, 9-0.
Good knees there by Clark.
In his MMA career. Won a couple of titles here in Canada, the Saskatchewan native.
Another big, deep breath by Clark here.
He's working hard to try to get his rhythm back, but Cholish still seems the fresher fighter.
Good right hand by Cholish.
Both men connecting with their kicks with great accuracy here in round 2.
together. Let's go. Let's get it.
And another one.
The mouthpiece in, Mitch.
Just about to the midway point of this lightweight matchup between the two newcomers, John Cholish and Mitch Clark. Right hand connects.
Again with the right,
Yep.
very awkward right hand, but it's landing. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of power behind it, but it is landing.
Kind of leans to a different angle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very awkward the way he's throwing it. It's sort of just kind of touching him. It's not really blasting him, you know?
Trying to get the accumulation of some damage. He switched his stance just for a second there.
Well, you know, you catch a guy right, doesn't need to have a whole lot of power behind
Yep.
it. Oh, that was
And
a
that
nice
could have
one.
been it.
And that was a
Yep.
good one. That had, tell you what, Mitch can take a shot.
That was probably the best punch of the fight.
Yeah, you see Mitch Clark's punches are coming up a bit short, and that is unquestionably fatigue factor, and a nice takedown by Cholish.
Watch the neck. Clark trying to work on it, and he's free.
Well, when you're tired, a guillotine is one of the worst techniques to pull off because it requires some physical strength. Guillotines and Kimuras you very rarely see from a tired fighter. They're two, what you would call, strength-dependent moves. Cholish with a nice elbow on top. And Mitch looked for a moment there that he was trying to establish some rubber guard, but it doesn't look like he's that flexible. And also the pressure of Cholish on top of him here. He's rolling his hips again. Cholish, excellent job by Cholish recognizing it, but look, Mitch uses this opportunity to stand up and takes Cholish down. Oh, look at this. What a scramble, and Cholish gets his back. What a scramble that was.
That is a beautiful transition from the scrambled to a dominant position in which he may be able to stop this fight.
And it happened in like a second.
He may be able to end it right here.
And John McCarthy's looking very closely at him.
He's got his back, and he's got some serious ground and pound coming.
Mitch is trying to get out of it, but now he's flattened and he's bleeding. This could be the end.
Cholish looking to finish, and there it is. Hit is all over.
Excellent job by John Cholish. Wow, I want to see that transition again.
Unbelievable, right?
It was brilliant. A brilliant transition.
I know. You got here with that one good shot. It's all right, man. Okay.
The scramble, he ends up taking his back, Joe, and finishing the fight.
Yeah, let's see that again because it was so fast. I mean, literally in slow motion, we'll be able to see what happens. Look here, you see Cholish goes for a Kimura, and Brown, look at that. Clark's on top with a scramble, and Cholish winds up using his superior positioning to take the back. Let's see that one more time because that was just amazing work there. And here's the finish, the ground and pound. A few of them snuck in. It was enough for Big John McCarthy, and also realized that Mitch was not intelligently defending himself. So look, he hits this Kimura, leg in between the two legs, uses it to take him down, but Mitch winds up on top of him, but only for a brief second, and then Cholish holds onto the arm, rolls him over, and then mounts him here. But Mitch turns his back, and gives up his back, rather, and Cholish is on top of him, and that all happened in like 1 second.
Nice finish for John Cholish. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy's called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 36 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by TKO, John Cholish.
Winner by TKO late in round 2. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with the winner, John Cholish, in his UFC debut. First of all, congratulations on your victory. And second of all, that was a pretty amazing scramble there when you hit that Kimura and then wound up on top. Talk us through that. Let's look at it on the screen.
Mitch is a great wrestler and a great opponent, and I was very lucky to fight him. He had a good single leg. I was able to attack the Kimura. Tried to go for an armbar, but again, a great scrambler, and fortunately ended up on top. But I want to say thank you to Mitch Clark and all the Canadian fans.
A pretty amazing transition from here, from him being on the top of you for a brief second to you mounting him and then getting his back mount. That all happened in like 2 seconds.
It's just stuff we practice in the gym. Team Henzo Gracie, my coaches John Danaher, Joe Samperi, and Eric Owings. just glad I was able to come out here and perform.
Congratulations on a successful and exciting debut. We look forward to seeing you again. John Cholish, ladies and gentlemen.
John Cholish, the win tonight in Toronto, victorious in his UFC debut. The Raging Bull, Rich Atenito, always comes fully prepared to fight, and he plans on making an example of UFC newcomer Jake Hecht by taking him out here in TO. In 2011, former middleweight Rich Atenito decided that the best move for his career would be to go 15 pounds south to welterweight. It proved to be the best decision he made, as he clearly outpointed Daniel Roberts in his welterweight debut. Tonight, he faces UFC newcomer Jake Hecht, a fighter who has been involved in combat sports since he was a teenager. Winner of 10 of his 12 pro fights, with 5 victories coming by way of submission and 2 by knockout, Hecht is amped up for his octagon debut. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. The newcomer, Jake Hecht, 27 years old, 7 years younger than Rich Atenito. He is 2 inches taller. He will have a slight reach advantage. Here's Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal.
Josh Rosenthal, the referee for this welterweight matchup. Second fight at 170 for Rich Atenito. UFC debut for Jake Hecht.
Ready? Let's fight.
And here we go. Black trunks for Atenito, blue and white trunks. Nice kick.
Very nice
by
leg
Jake
kick
Hecht.
right off the bat. And if he said that he had found some holes in Rich Atenito's game, coming out with that leg kick may very well be what he had in mind. That he thinks he can stay on the outside and attack the legs. Atenito has a very boxing-centered attacking style.
And he's very heavy on that front leg, too, which makes it extremely difficult to check kicks.
Very good point. And he's forcing Atenito to throw some kicks here, too. Yeah, Atenito likes to wade in and blast. You know,
and like you said, he's a savage.
He's got great power.
Yeah.
But sometimes having great power is, oh, look at that, he lands a nice right hand. It can be a disadvantage in that you rely on it so much that your technique is dependent upon that great power.
And you know, Joe, we don't talk about it a lot, but the mixed martial arts stance is so interesting because you can be way high and light on your toes in a Muay Thai stance. You can be in a boxing stance like Rich is here, or somewhere in the middle if you're trying not to be taken down. You got to be very diversified with your ability to move and with your footwork.
Yeah, that's a good point. And even in the boxing stance that Atenito uses, he's much more square than your traditional boxing stance. Good body kick there by Hecht.
Because in boxing, you're not worried about being taken down.
Exactly, and he is taken down here, and Atenito has him in half guard here. And Atenito here triangled his leg together, Mike. You see what he's doing there?
Yep.
He's holding Hecht in that position, and when he feels like he can get out, he will pop that leg up and over. But right now he's establishing his weight on top of Hecht, holding him in place. He's got his right leg or his right hand, in between the 2 legs to make sure that he can get some space if he wants to get his leg out. And now we see he triangled it again. That's a position that I call like the quarter mount, and it's not really a half guard. Oh, now he's in full guard. Good job by Hecht.
Hecht, a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Kiko France, who is, by the way, a Ricardo Laborio black belt. So there's that American Top Team connection again. Ricardo, the longtime trainer, the Jiu-Jitsu master at American Top Team in Coconut Creek. Elbow by the Raging Bull.
So far, you can see Hecht, the way he's positioning his arms, he's looking for some sort of a submission. He's looking for arm bars or something, but he does not have a defensive guard. He's looking to attack from there. You can see by the way he pins down the forearms of Atenito that he's looking for things here. Question, yep, see? He's moving his hips up. He's just looking for openings. Atenito, though, very well trained and very, very good at defense, especially from the top position.
And his welterweight debut, his last fight, Joe, in Pittsburgh against Daniel Roberts, who arguably was his best performance in the octagon.
And by the way, Roberts, who is an excellent submission specialist. Roberts has some really brilliant chokes and some great wrestling as well to go with that.
And Atenito was able to handle it with relative ease. Rich Atenito fighting in the UFC for the 5th time, the debut of Jake Hecht. Good control of the posture. Right as I say that, Rich sneaks free and gets a right hand in, but good control of the posture of Rich Atenito from the guard of Hecht.
Hecht keeps twisting left and right, Mike, looking for things, but Atenito doesn't even let him get it off. Every time he even thinks about doing something, Antonito's punching him in the face. And that is what disrupts the guard better than anything. Punches to the face. Carlson Gracie always used to say, give me a black belt, punch him in the face, he becomes a brown belt. Punch him in the face again, he becomes a purple belt. And it's so true. Nothing disrupts jiu-jitsu more than that. And then he tried again, but he got too over-aggressive in his attempt, and now he finds himself in side control. Well, that's weird, and Atenito jumped right back into half guard. But see how he does that, Mike, with his triangling his leg? He's doing that to hold that position. A lot of guys like that for ground and pound. It's one of Randy Couture's favorite positions. He likes to be in a half guard position on top because he feels like he can put his weight on the guy's leg and control him a bit better there.
And good ground and pound here late in the round by Rich Atenito. Nice shot to the body, body head.
Good body shots. And this is all very taxing on Hecht here. This is going to wear him out. Atenito on top of him, carrying his weight, and Atenito continually punching him in the body and to the head there. You know, these are the type of punches that tire you out.
Final seconds of round number one.
And it's a struggle for Hecht even just to stay, to stay safe here. He's constantly adjusting and moving, and he's kind of given up on attacking and just defending the attack of Atenito.
Rich Atenito spent over 3 minutes in that round in top position, trying to do damage on Jake Hecht.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good round, okay? Look, on the ground, all he wants is your left elbow, okay? So you need to keep it busy with that. Always inside control. Head first, head leads the way, okay? On top, he's kicking a lot. So, yeah, take the leg and take him down, okay? Bro, use your jab a lot more. That's where he wants to be, so he's going to try to take him down. So I want more boxing and less kicks. Dude, remember, put him in the cage. You can bully him and take him down. Put him in the cage this time.
Dude, that was a lot of work for him to stay in there, right? When we are in there, open up our guard a little bit more.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, fight.
Round two.
Good left hook by Hecht, and Atenito responded with a right hand.
And Hecht, as you remember, in round one, started out very confident, had a couple of strong kicks on Rich Atenito before the fight went to the ground. Stopped nicely, and trying to make him pay in the process is Atenito. Nice knee.
Very good knee and good takedown defense so far by Hecht. His corner was giving him advice to lay off the kicks and to try to concentrate much more on punches to avoid getting taken down. Because it seemed, to me at least, that Atenito was in no danger of losing that top position once he established it.
And he's looking to get there again. He's working hard for this takedown.
Good solid elbows by Hecht. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. Those elbows hurt him.
Yep, and now he's
Atenito's in trouble.
Jake Hecht all over him. Josh Rosenthal right on top of the action. Hecht trying to finish this fight.
Wow.
And it is all over.
What a crazy stoppage.
Jake Hecht, victorious in his UFC debut.
And he's bleeding badly, Mike, out of the back of his head from those elbows.
Rich was working very diligently for the takedown. Hecht ended up on top and finished the fight.
Let's take a look at that elbow. And see, Rich is on his knees here. And there's one. And there's two. And that one really hurt him. You see his legs give out?
Yep.
And he just folds here. Boy, Hecht must have some serious power behind that elbow. Well, you see the blood pouring out of the side of his head. In the legal spot, as I was saying, the back of the head, I meant, as he was lying back, but it was not an illegal blow whatsoever. But man, what power.
Well, it was highly effective, and it leads Jake Hecht to the first win of his UFC career with the official decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 10 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Jake Hitman Hecht.
TKO victory in round 2 for the UFC newcomer Jake Hecht.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Jake Hecht. First of all, Jake, congratulations. And I got to tell you, that's one of the first times I've ever seen a guy get stopped from an elbow while a guy was trying to take him down. Let's take a look at it, man. You must have some serious power in your elbow here, because Atenito was on you, trying to take you down, but you see you hit him with that second one, and his body goes limp.
I've lost a fight like that before. I fought UFC vet Shane Mills. He did the exact same thing to me, so learn from your losses, right?
Learn from your losses, indeed. Listen, congratulations on a successful debut. Can't wait to see you again. Jake Hecht, ladies and gentlemen.
Jake Hecht, a winner tonight here in Toronto. Trained by Mark Fiore, the Hitman. Finishes Rich Atenito in the second round. Unbeaten inside the octagon, Nick Lentz is fully prepared to battle Mark Bocek and his many Canadian fans here tonight in Toronto. When he entered the UFC in 2009, Nick Lentz was respected by hardcore fans, but was fairly unknown outside of the fight community. 7 fights later, Lentz is yet to taste defeat in the octagon, a streak that includes wins over Andre Winner, Waylon Lowe, and Rob Emerson, and a fight of the night battle against Charles Oliveira. But if anyone has the talent and style to give Lentz fits, it's Ontario's own Mark Bocek, a world-class submission artist who has used his black belt level jiu-jitsu to submit Dustin Hazlett and Joe Brammer, among others. Tonight, he hopes to thrill his fans in Canada by becoming the first man to defeat Nick Lentz inside the octagon. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup. The Carney, unbeaten in his UFC career, 3 years younger than the Canadian, Mark Bocek will have a 7-inch reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this lightweight fight. The lovely Shondella. Air Canada Centre, Toronto. First of 3 rounds, here we go. Bocek in the black trunks and red trunks for Nick the Carney Lentz. Oh, nicely done early as he is aggressive.
Nice knee by Bocek, and a good uppercut to the body as well.
Shoulder in the middle. Yes, up against the fence.
Lentz has some great leg kicks, Mike, and I suspect that that's part of his game, is try to use those on the outside. But right now, he's got Bocek pressed up against the cage. See how long that lasts? Spun right back around. And it'll be very interesting to see who can take who down first. There's that kick. Good knee to the body by Bocek there.
And an aggressive pace early for Bocek. Bocek in the black trunks, red trunks for Nick Lentz. And this is where both of these men are very good with that jiu-jitsu and wrestling strength.
And there we were asking who's going to be able to first. Right. And it is Bocek. And Nick is holding on to his neck here. But Bocek, good defense there, made sure that Nick did not have the opportunity to connect his 2 hands together. And Bocek tries to spin over the top of one leg, but is unsuccessful. He's going to try to creep up that right leg, Mike. He's going to try to press down on it and move over it. And Lentz is very aware of this, so he's trying to fight it off with a choke attempt here. Trying to get his hands connected here. He may have his hands connected, in which case Bocek is going to have to defend this. Ooh, full guard here for Lentz. Uh-oh. Lentz has this guillotine, Mike.
Trying to finish it right here.
He's hanging on. He's hanging on. And now he's adjusted and made it even tighter. Bocek seems to be out of it now.
Yeah, Bocek, the black belt, has been in this situation before.
Can't see if Lentz has his hands connected. Yes, he does. He has his hands connected. Bocek drops him down. Nicely done by Bocek, but he made a mistake
still got
there.
it. Yep, he still got it.
Yeah, Bocek
lost it.
Yeah, he made a mistake and went into guard, but then he stepped back over to the side, and Lentz let go of the choke.
Make sure those elbows don't hit the back of the head.
The battle on the ground continues here in round one, midway point of the first of 3 5-minute rounds.
And Bocek, again, is going to try to step over that right leg of Nick Lentz. And there he does. Some guys like to pass only on one side, and Bocek seems to like to pass on his left, going over the right leg of Lentz. Yeah, he keeps going towards his left side. That's the way he likes to pass.
Feet off the hips, Mark. Put his back on the mat.
He's got to get over that knee, though. The knee is the big issue here. And Lentz scoots back to adjust.
That's it. You need to punish him for me, Mark.
Lentz is doing a good job of threatening with chokes every time it looks like Bocek is going to step over and get to a better position.
Yeah, take your time here, Mark, and punish him. 1 minute, 40 seconds. Punish him.
15-fight unbeaten streak for Minnesota's Nick Lentz. Bocek has had top position for the majority of the first round.
Lentz is also doing a good job of keeping the feet on the hips of Bocek. So now Bocek steps over that right leg again, always going towards that right side.
Yeah. Is that a deterrent at all, Joe? I mean, if a guy always wants to pass on a certain side, now he goes the other way.
The other side.
Right.
Yeah, well, people have strong sides. A lot of guys have strong sides where they attack with arm bars or triangles or chokes. But, Bocek clearly favors the left, but can pass to the right. But one thing a guy can set you up, though, if a guy knows that you're going to pass on that side all the time, he can bait you and let you set you up. And that's, appears what Lentz is allowing him to do when he's trying to go for those chokes. Now Bocek is solidly on top. And he stepped completely over. Very nicely done. Good hips. But good hips by Lentz. Lentz got him right back into a good spot here. Lentz is doing a good job defensively from the bottom. But clearly, the pace and the position is being dictated by Bocek.
Well, and Bocek met the new version of Benson Henderson in his last fight in Toronto. And Bocek trying to step his game up here on Canadian soil, where he is 6-2 overall in his MMA career.
And Benson will be fighting Frankie Edgar for the title in Japan, and what a fight that will be.
How good is that?
Amazing. I'm really impressed with Henderson. The last couple of fights.
He's been a totally different fighter since the Anthony Pettis fight.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say a totally different fighter, but I would definitely say another notch above.
Yes.
All these fighters that have come over from the WC, Donald Cerrone is another excellent example of it. These fighters that, came into the deep waters of the octagon and realized it's time to take it up a notch, and we're starting to truly see the full potential.
I think a man possessed might be the way to put it.
Yeah.
Air goes in. Good. Heart rate's going down. Heart rate's going down. Breathe. Good. You're giving him the guillotine grip, and that's stalling. You're stalling the action.
Keep my head in the middle?
Keep your head in the middle. Don't let it go under his arm. I want his back flat on the mat the whole time. Dry up the blood here. I want you to make sure his back is always flat so he doesn't get to his guillotine. He's trying to tie you up to hold you off.
Yeah.
Feet off the hips and punch. I want you to punch for the entire round, and then I want you to go for a pass and submission. Okay. First you punch, you hurt him. You gotta punish him, Mark. You gotta punish him.
Nick Lentz spent the majority of that round on his back.
Get him out of there.
And he's got to know that he lost that in the eyes of the judges, so he's going to try to rectify that in this round. Let's see what tactics he uses.
And that was one of the questions coming in. If Lentz is taken down, how will he react? Well, he went after some submissions on his back, but I'm guessing he doesn't want to be put on his back again right here early in the second round.
And he understands, too, that he was controlled.
Yes.
And that is a big part of it. Bocek was clearly able to hold him down and maintain that top. Good left hook to the body by Bocek.
And looking for the takedown again.
Stuffed. Good job by Lentz.
Lentz, Division I wrestler, so he has good takedown defense.
Good hands by Lentz so far in this round.
And there's certain jiu-jitsu guys, Joe, that you and I have talked about that have okay takedowns, and then there's those who have very good takedowns. Bocek is a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu who has good takedowns.
Look at that. Threw a kick, missed it, and look at this crazy position. Bocek has got the better of this right now because Bocek can stand up, and Lentz realizes that and holds onto the ankles of Bocek. And what Bocek's going to do is try to drop him onto his back, spin and drop him onto his back, and then adjust as quickly as possible and wind up on top. And Lentz is well aware of this, so here's the scramble. There he turns, and Bocek able to control it. Good job by Bocek. And again, going over that same side, trying to pass over that right leg.
Yes, good, Mark. Head in the middle, base one. Base one.
As he passes over the right leg, Mike, he extends his left arm. And if Nick Lentz is aware of this, Nick Lentz can try to attack with a Kimura on that side, because he's got to let that arm go by itself in order to advance. So as he steps over, whether he pushes down on the knee of Nick Lentz or whether he uses it to pull down the shoulders of the head, that one arm has got to be by itself as he makes the pass.
Bocek in top position can be nasty, and he's trying to do damage by accumulation here on Nick Lentz. Lentz 5-0-1 with that 1-no contest in his UFC career.
Well, now here Nick Lentz suffers from not having a good offensive guard. Nick's guard is very good defensively. He's very good at keeping his feet on the hips, and very good at, attempting some submissions like chokes, but not making any moves for arm bars or triangles. Or here's a rubber guard attempt here, partially, just a high guard at least. He rolls under. This is a knee bar attempt here if possible. Nope. Adjust quickly by Bocek. And again, Bocek stepping over that right side. Look at his left arm. As his left arm moves forward, when he has his left arm on the knee of Nick Lentz, that's when Nick Lentz has an opportunity to attack.
The elbows to the body.
Bocek is very aware of any danger here. Notice how he goes real deep into the armpit as he tries to pass. He's not giving Lentz any opportunity to do anything here. He's also isolating, he's isolating that right arm of Lentz. And this is a problem for Lentz. Lentz has to look out for that right arm. Because Bocek Lentz is going to adjust and try to scoot up. Bocek is looking for an arm triangle on that side.
Last 4 wins have come by submission for Mark Bocek. He had that very close fight with Jim Miller in Newark. Then the submission of the night against Dustin Hazlett.
Well, Lentz is doing a good job defensively of putting Bocek back into his guard, using the butterflies and the feet on the hips, and always getting it back to this spot every time Bocek is able to step off into a dominant spot, but he's not threatening enough. He's losing this round just like he lost the first round.
Octagon control.
Yeah, complete control by Bocek. And here's another attempt at a guillotine.
And he's got it in guard. Trying to use his whole body. Trying to shake him off.
He's in trouble. Bocek's in trouble, Mike.
Lentz trying to finish it.
And now he's much better.
Yep.
He's almost free here.
That's the second time Nick Lentz has tried to lock in that choke, though.
Well, he's got a very good one. But Bocek has some really solid defense there, but that was close. When his legs were really close together and he was trying to shake him off, that was a dangerous spot for Bocek because he could have wound up on his back there.
In the elevator on the way over, a nice older Czechoslovakian woman said, "Who do you think's going to win tonight?" And I said, "I'm not sure, ma'am." She goes, "Well, I hope my son wins." I go, "Who would that be?" "Mark Bocek." So mom's here watching from down the road in Woodbridge, Ontario.
Oh, he's losing his pants here. He's trying to pull his pants up.
Equipment adjustment. Final seconds of round number 2.
I don't think Nick was aware that Bocek was pulling his pants up there. Nice inside leg kick.
But another round controlled by Mark Bocek.
Yeah, that should be 2 rounds on the books for Bocek.
Nice work, Mark. Look at that mouthpiece. Breathe. That's it. Good. Air's going in, heart rate's going down. Breathe. Heart rate's going down. Feel your heart rate go down. Good. Very good round. Excellent round. Hands in the middle. If you feel hands on the bicep, is there? Is it there? Because you're holding him, so you're crowding your own ground and pound. You're smothering your own ground and pound. You gotta put hands on the bicep, posture. And hit him hard. Yes, breathe first. Air first, water second.
And here you see a short elbow from the bottom by Nick Lentz. And that's where the blood is coming from on Mark Bocek. And here's the choke attempt by Lentz. Very, very tight guillotine. Notice how, Bocek's in a lot of trouble here. See his legs are real close together like that? That is not good. He's trying to shake Lentz off of him. And in the process, Lentz is tightening up that choke. That was a tricky situation, but solid defense by Mark Bocek.
Let's go.
Third and final round. Lentz needs to do something different, or he will suffer his first UFC loss.
Well, I think what's going on here is that his strengths are his wrestling and his submissions, and Bocek's strengths are exactly the same, but they're stronger strengths.
Yes.
And Bocek's got him up and down. And again,
he's got the neck again.
He's going for that neck one more time.
But as it gets later in the fight, the arms aren't quite as fresh as they were in round one when he tried to choke him out.
Yeah, and up against the cage.
Yeah, no guard.
And now it's just the same technique over and over again that he keeps going for. This is one of those moments where having a much more diversified attack from the ground would have been beneficial for Nick Lentz. See, like where his leg, he's never throwing any legs over the, no high guard, no attempts for arm bars, and you know, really, quite honestly, hasn't attempted to stand up either.
Well, and that was the question, as we said before. If he's taken down, how will he react? And he's been basically in a defensive mode, with Bocek controlling this fight, looking for his 6th career victory inside the octagon.
In Nick Lentz's defense, he's the one who's been attempting submissions, and he has come the closest to finishing the fight. He's gotten a couple near submissions, but you know, when you're fighting a guy like Bocek, and you know the guy's such a solid jiu-jitsu practitioner with great defense, you wonder, I mean, how close are these? They look tight, they look close, but Bocek's obviously very confident, otherwise he would never let him get into this spot in the first place. And he's still maintaining and controlling that top position every single time. So it's very tricky to score. Clearly, Bocek is in control. Clearly, Bocek is the one that's on top. But Nick Lentz is the one who has attempted to finish. Nice uppercut there.
So based on what you just said, Joe, would you say that Nick Lentz would have been better off working hard towards getting back to his feet instead of trying to choke out a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt?
It could be, but I don't know if he could. You know, I mean, if his only option is to try to attack with that choke, I mean, that's what he's got, and that's what he goes for. And then he goes down again, and the same thing. He's
same exact position.
So it's you know, it's one of those things where, okay, Bocek is controlling the fight, Bocek gets him down, but Nick Lentz is the one who's been trying to finish it every time. And he's got it again. I mean, the whole fight would all go away if Nick Lentz actually secured that and put Bocek to sleep. The thing is, Bocek has probably had his neck squeezed about 1 million times in his life. And so he's one of those guys, it's like incredibly difficult to try. Now Bocek is trying one more time to move to a dominant position. Give Nick Lentz credit, though. Nick Lentz has never let Bocek get mount, never let him get side control for more than a couple of seconds.
Let's work.
And ground and pound is what Bocek has done more than look for his own submissions.
Yeah, Bocek is, you know, he's landed some solid shots, but quite honestly, the most danger in this fight, the person who's been in the most danger has been Bocek. That said, he's losing the fight.
Absolutely.
Crazy game, isn't it?
It's a chess match, this one is for sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and one of the keys is that Mark Bocek is 4 for 5 in his takedowns in this fight.
Yeah, he's clearly dictating the pace. He's making Nick Lentz fight where he wants to fight. It's not like Nick Lentz is getting these guillotines because he's pulling guard. And he's getting taken down against his will. But Bocek, I'm sure, would much rather finish this fight with a submission or a stoppage or something, and not just, you see, side control for a brief second, and look, Nick Lentz, hip escape, boom. Literally 1 second, and he's back to guard again.
But again, you've said many times, though, credit Nick Lentz for the inability for Mark Bocek to finish this fight, although he might still here in the 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Nick Lentz has got very, very good defense.
Lightweight matchup here in Toronto.
Again, he's going to attack with that choke. This time with the other arm. Nope, can't get it again. And he rolls over right back into full guard. And, you know, Bocek has not been able to pass at all. And Bocek is employing the same passing style. He's always trying to pass over the top. He hasn't once tried to go underneath. He hasn't once tried to double underhook the legs of Lentz and maybe stack him and try to pass that way, or side kick or axe kick to the body.
Final seconds of this fight. And it goes the distance. Mark Bocek, Nick Lentz. And the fans from the province of Ontario very impressed with the performance of Toronto-born Mark Bocek.
And it's interesting, Nick Lentz shook his head no to the crowd and pointed to himself and then put up the finger as if he won.
Takedowns, a big key in this matchup.
Yeah, it was everything. Everything as far as scoring. Over and over again, Bocek was able to take Nick Lentz down against his will. And although Lentz landed some good elbows from the bottom and a solid choke here, this was the most danger that Bocek was in. Bocek was still able to defend every single one of those submission attempts and able to control this fight. There's an uppercut there by Lentz. There's a little bit of ground and pound here by Bocek. But no real significant damage done by Bocek, but definitely controlled the fight and controlled position.
And here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Mark Bocek.
Mark Bocek victorious here tonight at home, handing Nick Lentz his first loss in the octagon. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Mark Bocek. And Mark Bocek, a big round of applause from your Canadian friends here.
Guys,
how nice is it to win here at home?
it's a dream come true to fight here. But to even win here against a guy like Nick, who's never lost in the UFC, it's just incredible. He's super tough. Let's give him a big hand. He's an incredible fighter.
Very, very tough to pass his guard. His guard was very good, and he made a few choke attempts, and one of them seemed to be pretty tight. Were you in any danger at any point?
Yeah, I scouted him. I know he's tough guillotines. He's a good jiu-jitsu player, but my whole purpose wasn't to pass the guard. He's a good wrestler, and he's athletic, so my goal was to stabilize and ground and pound and chip away at him, not give him a chance to scramble back up. Very tough fight, but glad to walk away with the W.
Well, congratulations on a solid victory. Look forward to seeing you again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Bocek.
Mark Bocek, a winner tonight in his hometown of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yves Dubois has been a mainstay here in Canada for over a decade. Coming off a successful UFC bantamweight debut, he can greatly up his UFC stock with a big finish of YL Watson. After a successful run at 145 pounds, Montreal's Yves Tiger Dubois tested the waters at bantamweight and was an immediate hit, decisioning ultra-tough Ian Loveland to earn his first UFC victory. Now he's looking to make it 2 in a row against up-and-comer YL Watson.
I'm going to throw everything at him, whether it's strikings, takedowns, submissions. My skill set is way past his. So I'm going to mix it up, confuse him, make him doubt why he is on this cage with me.
California's YL Watson had built an impressive record on the local circuit before getting called to the UFC. But he was still widely unknown as he entered the octagon for the first time. That changed in a hurry, though, as it took him just 77 seconds to dispatch Joseph Sandoval and begin his promising UFC career.
Tonight, I'm just gonna, use a lot of my side kicks, my push kicks, use my jabs, keep it out there in his face the whole time, and never let him inside. Beat his face up.
Our tale of the tape for this bantamweight matchup. YL, the Gazelle Watson. He is younger than his opponent Yves Dubois, who was born in Haiti. But look at the size difference, Joe. 5'6", 5'11". The reach advantage, 7 inches for YL Watson, who is one of the tallest members of the bantamweight division. Here is Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Lavigne.
Yves Lavigne, our referee for Dubois and Watson. And welcome back the beautiful Brittany Palmer.
Shazam.
The trio of lovely ladies octagon side. And here we go. YL, the Gazelle Watson. In the black trunks. Red trunks for his opponent, Yves Dubois.
And Yves showed some outstanding leg kicks in the fight with Garza. Really lit Garza's legs up, and I suspect that he will be targeting the legs of YL, because YL's got some pretty skinny sticks there. You know, to make 135 pounds would be 5'11". And there's that side kick he talked about.
Yeah, and you did as well, as in how he tries to use his length, very much like John Jones does, to keep his opponent way on the outside where he can't do much. And if it's a teep, a foot jab, a front kick, a jab, it doesn't matter. It's some kind of strike to keep your opponent out of harm's way.
Yeah, and I liked what he said when he was talking about his side kicks. And, you know, side kicks are one of the best kicks to create distance, because when you're in the full extension of the kick, your head is literally in the opposite side of your body as your foot. Oh, big right hand by Yves. And another one.
We know Jaboué is a veteran, has had great success in his career, 16 wins overall, and he can knock people out. 11 of his 16 wins have come by knockout. Pushing forward is Watson. It's even that little flick of the leg of Jaboué. I mean, Watson's way outside of that range.
Yeah, he's literally got to close the distance a solid foot before Watson does, before he can get off his strikes. And what's interesting about this is this sort of mirrors our main event tonight.
Yes. A 10.5-inch reach advantage for John Jones in our main event tonight over Lyoto Machida.
See how when he throws that side kick, the distance between his foot and his head is so long. Inside leg kicks, you're much more susceptible to punches, straight leg kicks, regular, outside leg kicks. But, good right hand by Yves. And
a spin and a miss and a nice counter, and acknowledged indeed. Both men very creative strikers. Midway point of round number one.
Combination.
And charging forward
Wael
is Watson.
shoots for a takedown, but Yves got a hold of him here.
Those long legs are very good weapons on the ground for Wael Watson.
Yeah, if you've never rolled with someone who has long legs, you'd be amazed at positions where they can choke you with their legs where the average person can't. And you have to sort of adjust your perceptions of where you're safe.
Which is, like you said, what happened in the Pablo Garza fight.
Yes.
To Yves Jaboué.
Yes. You had Garza with a flying triangle. Spectacular victory.
Trying to work his way back to his feet as the Gazelle. Taking some punishment on the way up, courtesy of Yves Jaboué.
And Wael's looking for a Kimura on the left arm. Notice he has that deep underhook. See how he's got his arm hooked here, Mike?
Yep.
So he has to be careful here, Yves does, because if Wael drops down, and he's got the double wrist position here. If Wael drops down with this, it can be very tricky for Yves. Look at that. Nice.
Right
Threw
out.
him right over.
Just over a minute on the clock here in the first.
Surprised we're not seeing more leg kicks by Yves. Because he really showed in the Pablo Garza fight that he's got some outstanding ones.
Primarily a stand-up fighter, at least that is his strength. He does have wrestling, but he would consider himself a striking specialist. And 11 knockouts in 16 wins would validate that point.
He's looking for a right hand, Mike.
30 seconds.
That's what's going on here. He's hunting, and what he wants to do is he just wants to time Wael's distance and catch him in a spot, and there's that leg kick attempt, but Wael way out of the range of that.
Trying to run into that kick. That one was checked, though. Nice. Stutter stepped and threw the Superman punch, connected with the left. And a good exchange as we reach the end of round one.
And there's a spinning back fist attempt and a nice right hand counter by Yves. And here Yves takes Wael to the ground.
Breathe, heart rate's going down, heart rate's going down. Breathe. Breathe, yeah, good work, Yves. Nice takedown, good work. Good counters. Nice work. Let's breathe, yeah. Okay, Eve. When you come in, he's throwing the left hook. Be careful. Get lower. Get lower. Overhand right is the punch you're looking for. Overhand right. Good takedowns. Very good takedowns. Give me the same thing, but when he backs up, kick his leg. But only when he backs up. Don't kick his leg off the bat. He's got a very long reach. Once you go with a combo.
Okay, good. Went right for that thing. Okay? Reset that thing. Okay. Keep breathing. Good job, okay? There you go. You first always, hands up.
Yes,
sir.
The beautiful Ariani set for round 2. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Shazam again.
Do you have three different ones like Shazam?
No,
just Shazam each
I'm
time?
not that creative.
Fair enough. Consistency is good too. Yes, consistency is good too. Either way, I think the world gets the point, right?
Yeah. It's hard not to.
It is indeed. Second round. Pushing forward is Jaboué.
In his corner, imploring him to close the distance on Wael and put pressure on him. And there he catches the leg kick. Nice right hand.
Jaboué fought 3 times in the WEC. At 145, had a great fight with Mark the Machine Hominick, who was on the pay-per-view card tonight.
Yeah, that was an amazing fight.
Big experience advantage for Jaboué. Big height and reach advantage for Watson.
Well, Jaboué has a real classic Muay Thai stance, doesn't he?
Yeah. Light on those toes, hands are moving around. Good kick.
Very nice.
And again, what exactly is happening with Yves Jaboué is he's trying to figure out a way to get inside and do what he does best.
It's so difficult to deal with a guy who's that much taller than you. It seems like the guy's cheating, you know?
Yeah.
He can hit you and you can't hit him.
Well, look at
It's
what happened
baffling.
to Rampage. I mean, nobody's really been able to stifle Rampage the way that John Jones did, and that was due to the fact that Quinton could never get inside and do any damage.
And Quinton's boxing-centered attack, which makes that height and reach advantage, it accentuates it. There's
nice right hand,
powerful
though.
kick to the body as well.
And then he caught him on the inside leg kick, but it looks like Watson's going to fight through it. But Jaboué's starting to find his home. He's starting to find a couple of spots open.
Yeah, I thought that went to the body from the angle that we saw it, but Wael grabbed his cup.
Yeah, he readjusted.
A powerful shot either way, wherever it landed. There's a nice leg kick by Yves.
Classic, and you talk about classic Muay Thai, jumping into that kick and turning the hips over. Missed with the spin again. He's gone for that spinning back fist twice as Watson, once in the last round, once here. Just at the midway point of this fight, at 135, between Montreal's Yves Jaboué and Wael Watson, fighting out of San Diego, California.
It's funny, Wael is taking a page right out of John Jones's book with that sort of stomp kick to the thigh. Wing Chun style kick. And he tried a spitting kick and landed low, and then Yves responds with one of his own.
Second fight at 135 for Jaboué.
The correct way to fight against a real tall guy like this requires a lot of energy, and what that is varying your attack as far as how you move in and leaping in and out, and making your opponent really guess when the attack is coming and when it's a feint. But all that really intense feinting and moving forward and faking with those kicks and punches requires a lot of energy.
90 seconds now on the clock in round 2. Winner of 9 of his last 10 fights, including his UFC debut, is Watson. Nice jab.
What you don't want to do with a tall fighter is let him start getting off first and waiting on him. Because if you wait on him and he's constantly attacking you and tagging you and just looking for counters all the time, it becomes really hard, especially if he starts connecting. And there's that nice side kick.
Right into the midsection of Jaboué.
One of the best weapons, especially the front leg side kick, is one of the very best weapons for a tall fighter to utilize.
Both men have thrown a lot of kicks here in round 2.
Good knee to the body there as well by Wael. And Joboy is just still trying to solve this riddle. The riddle of distance.
Yes.
Oh, spinning back fist. He solved it right there. Very nice.
And now he's going to shoot for a single. Big takedown right now.
But he's into a guillotine. He's in a guillotine.
Be careful.
Oh, this is tight.
Yep.
It's under the chin.
He's got some time, Joe. He's got 10 seconds on the clock.
This is good. This is
trying
a good
to finish
choke
it right here.
Wael's doing it very well.
He may finish it.
He's got him twisted up.
Will he get it?
Oh,
what a job done.
That's it.
Yves Joboy.
Nice defense and good attempt by Wael.
How close was that?
That was close. That was a tight choke.
Give me the towel. Breathe. Yes. Nice work. Heart rate's going down. Yeah. Nice.
Heart rate is really going down right now.
Heart rate's going down. Good. Good. Give me the water, please.
And here's a nice uppercut by Wael. And here's a good body kick. Yeah, see, that's the one, that was a body kick. I didn't think that landed on low. There's a nice leg kick by Yves. And there's that spinning back fist attempt. There's one of them. Another one actually landed. And there's a takedown attempt. And he gets him down. And here's the choke by Wael. Gets those long legs into full guard. Really squeezes tight here. And Yves had to really gut his way out of this and pop his head out.
Hands up.
Watson has attempted almost twice as many strikes as Yves Joboy has here in this fight. Big smile.
These guys are having
on
a
the
good
face
time.
of both competitors.
That's great to see.
Yeah, it's a fun fight. Third and final round.
Yeah, they were smiling at each other before, asking whether or not they were going to touch gloves, and then they both started smiling.
Inside leg kick. And he's trying to set up that right hand with the inside leg kick.
That was a
Watson.
solid right kick by Yves.
Checked. I like the head movement of Watson. Keeps those shoulders moving. Doesn't become a stagnant target. But a very close fight.
Both exchanged kicks there. That time Yves timed it well and attacked low as Wael was going higher. Try to side kick of his own.
And again,
he needs work on that one. Needs to go to capoeira class.
missing a few spokes. Checked in return.
Yeah, very nicely done by Wael. Oh, I like how he mixed that up too. Doubled it up.
Wael Watson is looking for the left leg, the inside leg kick, followed by the straight right.
And Joboy still just hasn't really figured out the best way to attack here.
Hard to emulate a training partner, you know, who's 5'11", 135.
Yeah, because most of the guys that he's going to be sparring with at 5'11" will be larger and heavier, and that's, you know, that's not really
are going to be 235.
Yeah. Yeah, Wael reminds me a lot of Corey Hill.
Yes, and when you said skinny legs before, that came to mind.
That was a solid leg kick.
Under 3 minutes on the clock here in the third and final round. Nice use of the teep there to keep Watson away from him.
That was a solid one by Yves. He really turned the hip over and got the weight into that
and
one.
did so with the left as well.
Spinning back fist.
Got him. Looking for it. Got it.
Oh, look at this. Wael's holding onto that arm. Look at this. Wael on top. Stepping in the half guard.
Looking up at the clock is Joboy.
Wael, keep an eye on Wael's right arm, Mike. He's sliding it in. He's looking for a Darce choke. As Jobway has this underhook on his left arm, he needs to get rid of that underhook. He's going to need that underhook if he wants to step up, if he wants to stand up. But as Wael is reaching that right arm through, he's got to be very careful. Now he's in the dangerous position. If Wael can connect his hands, and he does right there, Jobway's in a bad spot here, Mike. He's got the Darce sunk up.
Trying to lock it in.
Jobway did not recognize it. He let that left arm stay in there, and Wael has him locked up here.
Looking for the submission victory.
He's looking to make distance with his half guard, but that's not quite good enough. But if Wael gets out of this half guard, then Jobway's really stuck. And he is out of the half guard. If he just lifts his right leg up. He said he's not moving, but that's not true. He is moving. It's wishful thinking. He's fine.
Yves Levine right there.
Now, there he goes. Oh, he lost it.
He is moving. That's twice he's been able.
Spinning back kick to the body.
To avoid being submitted, and Jobway says, let's finish this in fashion.
That was a closer one, Mike. That was a real bad spot for Jobway.
Big deep breath by Yves Jobway.
And I'm surprised that Yves got stuck there because he was really telegraphing his intentions.
And you can see he's still trying to recover from that. Yeah, the breathing pattern was greatly disrupted during that choke attempt.
Yeah, no question. Wow, double spin there, huh?
Yeah, and he caught him in the back. Kind of in the solar plex area, though.
Good
Final seconds of this fight.
Oh!
Nice left hand.
Jobway, again, just jumping, spinning back kick to the body. Very exciting fight.
And they do finish in fine fashion. Wael Watson, Yves Jobway go the distance here in Toronto. Couple of great submission attempts for Wael Watson.
And here you see, here's the first one, the takedown, and he locks up this arm here, and here's the Darce choke attempt. As Jobway sticks his left underhook in, Wael slides his right arm underneath the chin and locks up this Darce choke, and this was very, very tight. But Jobway managed to squirm out of it here and get back up to his feet. And here's the end of the fight. Both men exchanging, and Jobway with a jumping, spinning back kick here at the end.
Entertaining to say the least. Watson and Jobway go the distance. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, Watson, 29-28, Jobway, and 30-27 for the winner by split decision, Yves Tiger Jobway.
Yves Jobway by split decision earns the victory here tonight. Second win by split decision.
I'm here with the winner, very happy, Yves Jobway. Yves, that was a very, very close fight and a very exciting one. It seemed like you're having a difficult time dealing with that big, long reach.
First thing first, it's an honor to be here. One of my dreams was to be interviewed by Joe Rogan, and I'm here, I did! Anyway, what was the question?
The question was, how difficult was it dealing with his reach?
Oh, man. They keep giving me those tall guys, man.
Pablo Garza?
Exactly. You know, it's real hard to get inside, but you gotta get inside, being the shorter guy to punch. So basically, it's a puzzle piece that you have to figure out.
Now, there was 2 very close choke attempts by him. How close were they?
They were close, they were tight, but the will was there. The will, the heart, is bigger than everything else.
Well, you gutted it out, sir. Congratulations on your victory. Can't wait to see you again. Yves Jobway, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a fired up Yves Jobway.
I'm coming out here to see me. TriStar Gym to send food. Muay Thai.
Yves Jobway, folks.
Oh my gosh, look at the butter.
Yves Jobway, congratulations. Second straight win
inside the octagon. He's 2-0 at 135 in the UFC.
Coming up, a highlight reel knockout right here in Toronto. The Bull, John Makdessi, is looking for more of the same as he battles Superman, Dennis Hallman. Winner of 7 of his last 9 bouts, 15-year MMA veteran Dennis Hallman has proved that there is no substitute for experience in the octagon, where his last 2 wins have come over Ben Saunders and Karo Parisian. So expect Superman to dig into his bag of tricks to baffle rising star John Makdessi in tonight's pivotal bout.
I anticipate John running a lot because he knows that I'm going to come forward and grab him and put him on the mat. And once I'm there, then impose my will on him.
Montreal's John Makdessi can't compare to his opponent Dennis Hallman when it comes to time spent in MMA. But what the unbeaten former kickboxer does have is one-strike knockout power, something that was evident at UFC 129 when he delivered a spinning back fist knockout that ended Kyle Watson's night.
I'm going to sprawl and brawl, and I'm going to keep it standing, and I'm going to play my game so I can be victorious tonight.
Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup. John Makdessi, 26. Dennis Hallman, 36. Now, Hallman did miss weight, 158.5. He has a 4-inch reach advantage, but Joe, we should note that Dennis Hallman is returning to the UFC's lightweight division for the first time since his title fight against Jens Pulver in September of 2001.
And as you get older, it becomes more and more difficult to make that cut, and that's what he experienced at the weigh-ins yesterday.
Here is Bruce Buffer.
And with the action begins, our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal.
Josh Rosenthal, our referee for this lightweight fight between Dennis Hallman and John Makdessi.
Thank you. Gentlemen, ready? Ready? Let's fight.
Here we go.
Hallman right away immediately grabs a hold of Makdessi. He made it very clear what he wanted to do, and right now he's in a position that Makdessi is not happy with.
This is what Makdessi does not want.
Hallman is a far bigger fighter. As you said, struggled to make the weight, and he is an expert grappler. If he gets Makdessi to the ground, Makdessi could be in all kinds of trouble.
I mean, the true defining moments of the career of Dennis Hallman, who, as we mentioned, has fought 84 times as a professional.
Makdessi's struggling here. He keeps grabbing the fence. He keeps grabbing the fence.
And now he's down.
Yeah, that's twice he grabbed the fence, and Josh Rosenthal warned him about it. And that is a desperation move, and that's because he knows when he felt Hallman on top of him, this is a stronger, superior grappler. And now he's in a terrible spot here.
Yeah, he's trying to finish this quickly as Dennis Hallman.
Hallman's got his back.
Wow.
This could be ending very quickly. This
He's
is about
all over him early, Joe.
Yeah, this is just about the worst possible situation you could have. Early in the fight, a minute in, Hallman fresh on your back with both hooks in.
And as I was starting to say, the defining moments of his career, the 2 first-round submission wins
flattened
over Matt Hughes, which took a combined 37 seconds for Dennis Hallman.
Makdessi's in all sorts of trouble here,
This
Mike.
may be just about over.
Completely flattened. Hallman's battering him here. Even if Makdessi gets out of this, he's going to be hurting.
Yeah, I mean, look how much time's on the clock.
Hallman's going under his neck, and he's going to goon him here.
Trying to get him to tap out right here.
Yeah, he's just forcing this, and Makdessi's rolling over into the mount. He's giving up the back position, which is, I guess, a little better, but he's going to get ground and pounded from here as well.
Makdessi's a small 155.
One thing to point out, though, Mike, Hallman has had stamina issues in the past. And if Makdessi can get through this rocky first round and Hallman tires, the second round will start standing. And that is the advantage for Makdessi. But he's got to get through this and survive first.
And we talked about it for a long time. He had the food allergies that he kind of couldn't figure out. Hallman was able to get his conditioning better with the diet change, but yet now he's coming off that tough cut, trying to return to the lightweight division.
Yeah, an enormous cut. He's a big guy, and he's gotten even bigger since the time when he was fighting at lightweight. I mean, I'm amazed that he even attempted to make 155, but obviously was unsuccessful, looked completely drawn out at 158 yesterday.
He's landing over 80% of his strikes here on the ground.
Yeah, as I said, even if John Makdessi survives, he's going to be battered going into the second round. He's got his back again. Now he's under the chin.
And that's a big if, especially from this position.
He's under the chin.
Looking to finish it. And it is all over.
That's it.
Dennis Hallman wins by submission.
Excellent job by Dennis Hallman. Did exactly what he wanted to do. Picture perfect, textbook. And look at the face of John Makdessi is a mess. He got absolutely battered in this fight. And let's take a look at it again. Hallman just rushed out from the opening, got him down, and here's the end. Hallman mounted on top of him, pounding him. Makdessi went from the back mount to Hallman on top of him. The full mount, and here he rolls again. Hallman gets his back one more time, flattens him out, and this time goes under the chin. And Makdessi forced a tap.
Dennis Hallman, the victor tonight in his 84th professional fight, the 67th win of his mixed martial arts career, 33rd career victory by submission and with the official decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 58 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out, Dennis Superman Hallman.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Dennis Hallman. Dennis, first of all, congratulations. You did exactly what you wanted to do here tonight. This had to be your game plan. You implemented it to a T.
I just want to say thank you, Jesus. Please come quickly because we're barely holding on. Yeah, man, I didn't want to stand up with that kid. I've seen his fights, and unbelievable stand-up, and I didn't want to get caught up in that. Luckily, my game plan worked. I want to say what's up to Brad, Chip, Ollie, and John from Vision Quest, and thank you to them. Hi to my family, and happy birthday to my baby, Kyler.
Now, you obviously had a difficult cut getting down to 155. You missed the weight. Are we going to be seeing you down here at lightweight?
Yeah, I'm going to stay at 155, and I wanted to make that a point, too, that this fight's kind of a wash. I apologize to John for missing weight, and put a little asterisk next to the victory because I didn't make weight, so kind of.
Well, let's take a look at it, though, because it really was a spectacular performance, Dennis. You ran across the octagon, grabbed a hold of him, instantly implemented your game plan, and here's the very end of the fight here.
Yeah, I softened him up with some good blows to the face. He was gargling. The kid really fought really hard to stay out of the choke. Expect big things from him because he's a tough kid.
Great job. Congratulations on a dominant victory. Dennis Hallman, ladies and gentlemen.
Dennis Hallman successfully returns to the UFC's lightweight division and wins tonight in the first round by rear naked choke. Quite Simpsky feels confident that he will dominate the Duke Igor Pokrayats tonight here in Canada. A prodigy of the legendary Mirko Cro Cop, Igor Pokrayats has emerged as a legitimate light heavyweight threat with his finishes of James Irvin and Todd Brown and gritty battles with Stephan Bonnar and James Tahuna. So when the Croatian banger is in the octagon, fans are well aware that they're about to see a fight.
I'm going to bring you war tonight in the octagon. I'm determined and focused for this fight, and I'm going to knock him out.
A member of the Ultimate Fighter Season 8 cast, Krzysztof Soshinski has come a long way in the last few years, scoring big wins against Brian Stann, Stephan Bonnar, and Goran Reljic. And the respect he's received from fans and his peers has only grown, making every bout like a title fight for the Polish experiment.
Igor Pokrayats said he wants to go toe-to-toe, stand and bang with me. I have no problems giving him that kind of fight. I'm bigger, I am stronger. I'm beating Igor Pokrayats tonight.
Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. Krzysztof Soshinski, born in Poland, raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. 2 years the elder of the Croatian, Soshinski will have the reach advantage. Here's Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Lavigne.
Yves Lavigne, our referee.
Can you step back, please?
Welcome back, Brittany.
Step back a little bit, Krzysztof. Thank you. Are you ready, sir? You ready? Fight!
Soshinski and Pokrayats. And here we go, quickly. A combination put together by Krzysztof the southpaw.
The exchange kicks here. Oh, solid jab.
Wild but very improved stand-up possessed by Krzysztof Soszynski, who is now training at the Rain Training Center as well as King's MMA.
Oh!
And he's getting
right hand by
rocked here early. Big shots from the two.
Soszynski's in trouble.
Igor Pokrajac trying to finish this fight quickly. He is all over Soszynski.
He's out.
And it is all over.
Unbelievable. Look at this. Face down. He's still out cold.
Igor Pokrajac, the winner by knockout.
Wow. Wow. Man.
That is a man on a mission.
He's coming back slowly. Stay with me.
Recently married Igor Pokrajac. That's a nice honeymoon gift.
I don't think Soszynski even knows what happened yet, Mike.
Water.
Yves Levine is calling for ice and water, and he caught him with one right hand and then followed up with a barrage. Let's look at the one that started. It's a left hook, and the right hand hurt him. That's the one that hurt him. And you see him, he's trying to recover here. He puts his guard up, and he's in all sorts of trouble here, and that one sneaks through. And here we see the barrage that ends it. Soszynski's trying to recover, but his legs give out. And Pokrajac just jumps all over him.
Joe, that was a great example of the difference with an MMA battle of striking and other battles of striking with the small gloves, as he was able to get through that little space to the chin of Krzysztof Soszynski and win by knockout with the official decision. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 35 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner